We do ask that you have your cameras on, at least during our breakout sessions when we get to know each other. It's just more fun to see your faces instead of just your names. No pressure. I know that we've been on Zoom a lot lately and it can get pretty tiring, so no pressure. But we just want to meet you and put a face to your name if possible. So please have your cameras on if you can, and please have your mics off just so we don't interfere with any of the sound, so you can all hear each other. And today, I'm very excited for orientation. I'm very excited that you're all here. It looks a little bit different this year. Everything's online, as you've been doing things online the past few days. But I'm very excited that you're all here. So this is what our day is going to look like. We're going to do brief advising team introductions, including myself. Realize I didn't introduce myself. I'm Bianca, but you'll hear more about me in a second. And then we're going to hear from the GDB Club, which their officers are here with us today. Then we'll give it over to all of you to introduce yourselves to us. Then we're going to have one of our lovely peer advisors do a wellness presentation and an activity, kind of talking about the importance of wellness and why it's important as a student. And then we're going to play a little game of Jeopardy! We love Jeopardy! It's very fun. Hopefully you all will have fun with it too. And lastly, we're going to have some faculty introductions. So if you have any questions about the major, how it was created, what was the idea behind it, or anything like that, save those questions for the faculty. You'll get to meet the man who made this major possible. So if you have questions, save them for later. But without further ado, let's do some advising introductions. So Francesca is actually your academic advisor. Some of you may have met with her this summer for your planning for fall quarter. She is actually doing orientation for entomology because she's also their advisor, but she'll pop in towards the end for faculty introduction, so you will still get to meet her. This is me, I'm Bianca. I'm the advising assistant for this summer. I just graduated with the GDB major in June, so post-grad life, it's been very sweet. I did my practicum. We can talk about that another time. I thought it was a pretty cool practicum, not biased at all. But one fun fact is I just moved into an RV, so I am trying this whole tiny living movement thing. So we'll see how it goes. And I will pass it over to the peer advisors to introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, so my name's Indira. I use she, her pronouns. I'm one of the peer advisors in the GDB office. I'm an incoming second year student. I do some research with a psychology lab and with the Perinatal Origins of Disparity Center on campus. That's the POD Center. I'm involved with many organizations. The University Honors Program would be one of the notable ones, and one of the student-run clinics, JVMC. As well as all those other ones up there. So please let me know if you have any questions about getting involved in clubs and clinics and anything like that. A fun fact is I'm a third degree black belt in Taekwondo, and I taught Taekwondo to a lot of little babies during high school, and it was very fun. So nice to meet y'all, and I hope to see you in advising.
Hey everybody, my name is Hannah. I am a fourth year GDB student and I'm one of your peer advisors. And I'm currently involved in a nutrition lab on campus that I'm doing my practicum project through. And I love to cook and fish. That's one of my bigger catches right there. I also caught a big salmon last summer. And then I'm going to put, I love to cook, and I'm going to put my cooking Instagram in the chat box. So I cook a lot of homemade super yummy recipes that are easy to make as a college student, so follow that if you're interested. So happy you guys are all here and excited to connect with you all.
Part of wellness is eating good food, so if you need ideas, follow Hannah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brandon. I'm one of the outgoing peer advisors. Today is actually my second to last day, so unfortunately I won't be joining you this academic year, but I will be rooting for everyone here. I am on the pre-med track. I'm planning to apply to medical school next year, and I'm currently studying for the MCAT. Extracurriculars, I like exercising. I like to teach my dog new tricks, and then also experimenting in the kitchen, similar to Hannah. For my academic extracurriculars, I was involved in the Knights Landing One Health Center, another student-run clinic on campus. I was also the president of the Narrative Pre-Health Journal, which is another student organization on campus as well. And here's a fun fact: I fainted while hanging Christmas lights once.
I kind of want to know how that happened, Brandon.
I actually don't know. I was just hanging Christmas lights and I woke up inside the house, and my dad was like, did you know that you fainted? I was like, why am I sleeping on the ground? And yeah, it was just a weird incident. And to this day, I don't know why I fainted. That was the only time I did faint.
An interesting fact indeed.
Yep.
Hi everyone, my name is HB. I use she, her pronouns. I am also one of the other peer advisors and I'm currently a fourth year. I also have a nutrition minor and that's the lab that I am currently working in, similar to Hannah, and I'm also involved in Bionie Han Clinic, also one of the student-run clinics here at UC Davis. And a fun fact about me is that I was born in Paris, France, and I speak a little bit of French fluently.
That's pretty cool. Excuse me. All right. So before we hand it over to all of you to do introductions, I am going to hand it over to the GDB Club. Michael, go ahead and introduce the GDB Club, what it is. You're welcome to share your screen. Go for it.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael. I'm the president of the GDB Club, and I have a quick video to show you all first before we get into the rest of the introductions for our board.
Congratulations and welcome to UC Davis. We know you're excited to get involved with the college experience and activities on campus, but it's hard right now because of the coronavirus.
But don't worry, because the Global Disease Biology Club at UC Davis has a solution. Join us to learn about global health in a no-pressure environment, engage in volunteering and event organization, and get to know your fellow Aggies.
Our goal is to foster a community of diverse students with a passion for learning about global health and disease. Help us spread awareness about current health problems in society.
The coronavirus may prevent us from being together in person, but it won't stop us from doing what we love. During our online meetings, we will discuss ways we can spread awareness about global health issues, host disease game sessions and study nights, and plan future in-person activities for when we can return.
To learn more, sign up for our mailing list. Also, feel free to email us, follow us on social media, and join our Discord community. We hope to see you at our first general meeting.
I hope that was loud enough for everyone. Was that all right? Okay, awesome. So as you can see, our secretary, Raf, has pasted a bunch of our links in the chat. And if you guys would like to get involved, we would love for you to sign up. And we're really excited to invite you all to join our meetings. Our first meeting is probably going to be within the next 2 weeks. So we're really excited to see you guys there. And we'll be in contact with when the meeting will be and what the Zoom link will be in the very near future. So I'm Michael, the president of the Global Disease Biology Club. As I mentioned before, I use he, him pronouns, and I am a third year, and I'm really excited to have you all. I'm going to pass the mic to our rest of our members now.
Hi everyone, my name is Avni. I am the vice president of the Global Disease Biology Club. And a fun fact about me is that I really like photography and cooking. So I hope to see you guys at the first meeting.
Hey, hi guys. I'm Anna. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a fourth year GDB major. I'm also getting my minor in public health. I guess a fun fact about me is that I actually only applied to UC Davis because it's the only college that offers this major, and I've stuck with it since, and I definitely don't regret it, so I'm sure you guys will love it. And I started doing puzzles during quarantine, and I just finished a 2,000-piece puzzle, which took 2 weeks of my break. But yeah, that was fun.
Hi everyone, my name's Sydney. I'm the Events and Activities Officer for the GDB Club, so I'm really excited to plan some fun meetings for everyone. I'm a third year and I'm getting my statistics minor.
Hi everyone, I'm Raf. I am a second year. I use he and his pronouns, and I am your secretary. And a fun fact about me is I got into volleyball over the summer, so I'm practicing to be on the club team when I get back to campus.
Thank you all. Yeah, feel free to sign up and interact with us on any of our platforms, and we're really looking forward to talking to you. So I'll let the faculty handle it.
Just a quick question, not to put all you on the spot, but why should I join GDB Club? What's your favorite part about it?
So we're really excited to foster, as you might have seen in the video, we're excited to foster a community of people who are interested and passionately interested in learning about spreading awareness for issues in global disease, and kind of helping students find their niche and their research in GDB, because GDB is a really diverse major, and sometimes having other people to help and explore with the options that are available to them and us as students is helpful, and it's kind of fun to learn as a group, as a team. So really looking forward to talking with everyone about that. Anyone else have any thoughts?
I was going to say GDB is a pretty cool major, and so naturally there's going to be pretty cool people in it. So it's a great way to meet your fellow GDB students and get to know them and just have a great community. So yeah.
Cool, thank you all. Go for it, Raf.
Okay, I joined GDB partly because I could do so much with it, both in the major, but then in a club, you can focus on so many more of the fun aspects, the social aspects, and the outreach aspects more than you can do in a purely academic setting. GDB is such a cool concept because there's so many things about it, from how disease is transmitted in the social environment to how the health of plants, animals, and environments work together. And being able to explore that in a more fun, laid-back social setting is something I really want to encourage with all of you.
I have a quick add-on. One thing that I love about our major is that no GDB student will be like any other, because we have the ability to choose restricted electives. So like each one of us will have a different focus and different disciplinary. And I think if you guys join this club, we will be able to share our interests, and we will be able to pick up on different classes that we'll be interested in. And I think it'll be a great networking tool, and it'll be a great social tool for you guys.
GDB is kind of like a growing major, and I think joining the club would be a really cool opportunity to be part of the growing community that goes with it. And you'll get to meet a lot of different cool people, because all of us are in different, on different paths in GDB, and I think it's just helpful to get to hear what everyone is doing to kind of help you figure out what you would want to do with GED.
Yeah, I also can say something? I was speaking earlier in a purely professional like manner, but now like I'm just being honest, I'm in love with the GED major. I actually coerced Raph into not coerced, but I convinced him to join the major because he was a senior. We went to high school together. He was a senior, and I was like, Raph, I have to tell you about this major. It's like so cool. You can do so many things with it, and you kind of get to choose what your focus is, as my other board members have mentioned. And Raph was like, oh my God, like I'm sold. So that's my little, like on a personal little spiel about how much I love GDB. So that's why I'm really excited to be part of this club.
Very cool. I hope that all of you will be this excited about GDB. Or I hope all of you are this excited about GDB. We're just starting. Woohoo! All right, so now you all get to introduce yourselves to each other. This is HV. You met her earlier. So we're going to put you into breakout rooms. There's going to be a peer advisor in each one of the rooms just to kind of help you facilitate introductions. And we ask that you will share your preferred name and your pronouns, as well as whether you're a freshman or a transfer, where you're zooming in from, and I can't see my screen. Oh, what hobbies you picked up during shelter in place. So we've heard some people picked up puzzles, some people started an Instagram account for cooking. So go ahead and Hannah, if you have the breakout rooms ready, go ahead and go into your breakout rooms. I will put this in the chat, or maybe India already did. Cool.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just finishing up the breakout rooms really quick.
Okay, no problem.
And I posted everything in the chat that y'all are going to talk about. Also, pick a team name as a group. Very important.
Yes, so later when we play Jeopardy, the way that we will see who goes first, we're going to play as teams. The way we're going to see which team goes first is whoever has the best team name. So it is in your best interest to come up with a really cool name. So whenever we're ready, you can go into breakout rooms.
All right, I think we should be good. Bianca, I don't know how to take you out of one of the breakout rooms.
I just won't go into it.
Okay. All right, you guys ready? Go.
Oh, don't forget to make me host, Hannah.
Yep. Okay, and then I need to go to breakout room 1 because that's where you were.
Okay.
Hey, Bianca, this is Johan.
Hi, Johan. How are you?
Hey, sorry. I'm all right. I started my, I wanted to get set up here for my 11:30 because I have another thing I have to go to and I wanted to be ready. So I'm just officially not there, if that's okay with you, until 11:30.
Okay, yeah, no, that's okay.
All right, how's it going?
Going well. We got about 30 people here, so
okay.
About a third of the students. So.
All right. I got to run. So good luck. I'll see you later.
All right. See you later, Johan.
Don't know how you do what you do. There's everything that don't make sense about me. Makes sense when I'm with you. You almost had me fooled.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
Hello. Hi, Michael.
Hello. So I'm an applied math major right now, but I'm probably gonna switch into either global disease bio or biochemistry. So I came to check this out, and my orientation leader gave me the link.
Oh, okay. So the other people are they're in breakout rooms right now, but they'll come back in a minute. And then we'll get on with our programming. You're welcome to stick around.
All right, thank you. I'll just
No
wait here
problem.
then.
Okay.
I might only have one match.
All right. I think everybody's back. I hope you all got to meet each other, maybe find a buddy or two who did the same things during shelter in place as you did. Maybe you got to bond a little bit, and hopefully you all picked a really cool team name, which you'll use right after this activity. But for right now, I will pass it over to HV, and she's going to talk to us about wellness.
Hi everyone, I'm HB again. I'm use she, her pronouns, and we are just going to be going over some health and wellness hacks. I think this is something that is so important that I really want to like hound into y'all and like talk about and really bring awareness to. I wish that this was something that I appreciated more as a freshman or an incoming transfer coming into this new scene. Not only like doing all these like cool activities, but also like taking care of myself and doing all of that. And in addition, like I truly believe like health equals wealth. Without health, without wellness, like you aren't going to be able to like function and be able to like study and bring your best student self forward. Very important, yes. Okay, so before we begin, we have this very quick, like 1-second activity. If you all could stand up, or if you are unable to stand up, if you could just like, I'll just be sitting so you can still see me. You can just stretch out your arms a bit and then like stretch to one side and stretch the other side and then twist a little bit. Just like iron out those kinks in your body if you have any. Just shake it all out. Shake your wrist. Make sure that like do some arm circles, like move around a little, get that blood flowing. So this is something that is so important right now, especially as, yeah, perfect. Like if you did stretches first thing in the morning, that's super awesome. If you prefer doing it at night, that's great. Just getting like a little bit of movement throughout your day is something that like not only reduces stress, but we're sitting around a lot. We have a lot of our like classes are online. We aren't moving a lot. So just a reminder to you that this is like your gentle reminder to stand up, to get moving, to get out, stick your head out the window. You don't even need to put your like full body out there. Just get some air in right now. And yeah. Okay, so next activity. So if you have down like a Post-it note or a piece of paper, you can also visualize this. I want you all to write down or think about one huge goal that you have for fall quarter. So ever since I started college, I stopped doing like my yearly resolutions. Instead, I started doing like quarterly resolutions because that's how our quarter system works, as well as monthly resolutions. And these sort of like made it easier for me to be on top of like things I wanted to achieve and be able to clear away other stuff and like focus on what was important to me. So you can write down 1, you can write down 2, you can write down 3, but just take a moment to think about something that you like really want to achieve this quarter. It doesn't have to be academic. It can be like health related. It doesn't have to be health related. It can be like anything else. So I'll give you like maybe like a couple seconds, 30 seconds to like think and write about that. And we can also share in a bit. And now you want to like break down that goal into like smaller actionable steps. So for me personally, I wanted to, one of my like really like big goals for summer session was to walk my dog more. And so I wrote in my calendar, like I gave myself a little reminder every morning to walk the dog. My dog's name is Penny. She might be bark during this because the mailman comes around this time, but now she is definitely a lot more happier and she doesn't like get too grouchy throughout the day. In addition, one of my other like goals is to like get more strength and be stronger and do more workouts. Yeah, it's something that I've been trying to incorporate more. I've been trying to work out on the weekends when I have more time. So I schedule that during my mornings on Saturdays or on Sundays when I have time. So if anyone wants to share what one goal that they have in the chat, don't feel obligated to, but if you want to, you can just put that out down there and we can all like see like other people's goals that might like inspire you to do something as well, or also like perform that same goal. But yeah, definitely like being able to put that into your calendar and making sure that every week you are working some way towards your goal, whether it's through studying more or like working out more, definitely keeping accountable every single week for what you want to achieve. Yeah, awesome. Definitely making a daily routine. I think that's so cool. Studying more. Yeah, I think be daily routine. More mindfulness. I am all for mindfulness. Meditation. Actually, something that I've been utilizing is an app called Headspace, and it's a meditation app that actually is typically $70 a year for non-students, but as a UC Davis student, you can pay $9.99 a year. So I definitely recommend that if it's within your budget, and if not, you can just search up some meditation videos or like some mindfulness videos on YouTube and listen to those. But yes, these are really great. I think that a lot of us tend to have these really big goals, and because we like being here as an Aggie and as a UC Davis student, it's definitely really great we're like very good and like big goal achieving students, but being able to like hone it down into like actionable steps is something that I've learned my past like 3 years at Davis. So definitely I love these goals. I love people like being passionate about what they want to achieve, and I'm super excited for y'all. Okay, so as you can see, or as you saw earlier, someone sent a Discord chat, and there's also a Discord chat for the GDB club. So, and I'm pretty sure you are in some that might be from your orientation, or there's a Facebook group, but these are definitely ways that you can make new friends. Also, like maybe you've met some new friends during your breakout rooms that we had right now. I definitely met some people that also are plant people. They also want to cook like I do. They've also been trying to do more exercise, like the Chloe Ting challenge. My group was talking about that, but getting to meet these people is something that is really awesome. I really think people at Davis are amazing and they're so friendly. So reaching out to anyone right now, especially, is super useful, and having time to like Zoom with them and study with them, especially in this meeting session where everyone is probably taking the same or similar classes to you, you'll find a study partner. Also, just a plug-in for our office, we will be having some wellness activities and socializing events throughout the year, so look out for that in our emails that we send out through our listserv. Okay. And I just wanted to remind everyone that like us at the GDB team, like we are all here for you. And if you ever like want to talk to someone or need someone to talk to, feel free to email us and we're more than happy to help you. And I think as I have like reached my last year at Davis, I'm really grateful for like the people here and the connections I've made and like how genuine people are at Davis. Like you'll come to realize that people are genuinely out there to really like help you. And we really try and cultivate this community of inclusivity and just being like there for everyone. So I just wanted to remind y'all that like although we're all separated by miles and different locations right now, like us as a community, like everyone in different classes and like we're all here to help you and for your betterment and like yeah, exactly, we're here as like a family. So I just wanted to like reiterate that is that you're like never in any journey alone. Like we always want to not only like be compassionate to others but also like accept that compassion to ourselves and within ourselves. So just a friendly and gentle reminder for that. Okay, and one last thing before we end. This was really quick. These are some tips that you may have heard before, some new tips to incorporate, but I just want everyone to take a collective breath together. Inhale in, hold 3, 2, 1, and exhale out. And just exhale all that out, that stress and those like feelings, those jittery feelings. I totally understand, especially if you are new, a transfer student, a freshman student. Coming into Davis, especially right now during a whole pandemic, can be super nerve-wracking. And I think that I commend you all for having to sit through hours of Zoom lecturing, and continually will have to do that throughout this quarter. So make sure, like really make sure to take time for yourself because you are the most important person right now in your current environment. So before you are able to extend your love and your worth and your compassion to anyone else, you have to extend it to yourself first. So make sure that before anything else, you are well fed, you're getting enough sleep, you are socializing when you need to, and also recharging when you need to. And yeah, I know this was a very basic wellness explanation, but sometimes it's a really good reminder for all of us to like, hey, like check in with yourself, like don't burn yourself out. Remember to take care of yourself. But yeah, and welcome to the GDB family. We are so excited to have everyone here. And thank you so much. And we believe in you. That is my last message. I believe in you. Everyone on the GDB team believes in you. You believe in yourself. Just wanted to remind y'all that. And yeah, without further ado, let's take it away to the next presentation. And if anyone has any questions about this presentation, feel free to type that in the chat, or you can like email us later, email me personally, whatever you all want.
We do have a Q&A student panel this afternoon. So if you do have questions, you can save them for this afternoon.
Exactly.
But thank you, HV, for that super inspiring wellness presentation. It's really, really important to keep wellness in mind when you're a student. It's really, really easy to just get caught up in the classes and trying to catch up with everything. I know from experience. I spent 6 years in college, and it was a brutal 6 years. So yeah, take care of yourselves, look out for each other, come to our wellness nights. Maybe you can even use wellness nights as a sort of accountability thing where you can check in with each other and see, you know, hey, have you been training for that marathon you wanted to train for? Or, you know, have you been walking your dog? So really the GDB crew is here for you to create that space of family and community. Especially on Zoom, it's hard to find that community. So please just feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you. All right. Part of wellness is saving time for play. So we're going to play some trivia in the form of Jeopardy. And Brandon is going to be hosting that. So I'm just going to let Brandon explain how it's going to work. I will pick the team with the best name, so be prepared to make your arguments.
Sweet. Thanks, Bianca. Okay, so let me share my screen with everybody. 1 second. Feel free to grab some water as I pull up this presentation. And does everyone see my screen? Okay, cool. So before we get into the game, I'm just gonna go over like the Jeopardy rules just so that we're all on the same page. And so the first thing that I want to mention is that the first team that will go first is going to be chosen by Bianca with the best team name, and we can sort of get into that after the rules, but that group will start us off. So they will be the ones picking a category for questions and how many points they want to receive. And so our point categories are from 100 to 500, and you'll be able to see our categories just right after this slide. I will read the clue as it appears on the presentation, and as soon as I finish reading, use the raise hand option on Zoom to answer. So we can give that a practice round right now. Let me go over to Zoom. I can't see the chat. Okay, so if everyone can try the raise hand option. If you go to the chat or participants tab and then click the ellipses, I think you should, or there should be a raise hand function next to the yes sign. I'm trying to see if I can see everyone do it. Okay, cool. I'm seeing people do it. I've got Ravneet, Rose, Isabella, Nikita, Chia, Justin, Maisie. Okay, perfect. And then so we're going to be using this function on Zoom to, so if you have the answer to the question, go ahead and press that button. And remember that before you raise your hand with the function, just wait for me to finish the question first. And then so whoever raises their hand first will be the person that is able to answer the Jeopardy question. And let's see, trying to go over all the rules just to make sure that I don't miss anything. If the person who raises their hand gets it wrong, the next person can answer. So whoever that second person is that pressed the raise hand function, I will call on them and they will have the chance to take those points. And any answer that you do get wrong, so whether that's the first or the second person who got the answer wrong, those points will actually be deducted. So let's say, for example, you pick category UC Davis for 400. If you got the answer wrong, you're going to be deducted 400 from your team's total score. And if you get it right, then you will be receiving those 400 points. Let me see here. Indy will be keeping score. So we're going to write down all of your team names, and then we'll be able to see which team is in the lead as we go through, and we can sort of do a head count as we go. And then lastly, we also have daily doubles in this Jeopardy game. So the way daily doubles work is they're random, and so you won't know which one is a daily double, but whichever category and point category that you pick, it will randomly be there. And once the daily double appears, you'll have the opportunity to either wager like whatever amount of points you already have. So let's say, for example, I have 500 points, you can wager all of that, or you can wage only like 100 points, whatever you decide is best for your team. And if you get the question right, you'll get 500 points if you wager 500 points. And if you get the question wrong, you will lose 500 points. So you gotta kind of have to be careful with whatever category you're playing with in that sense, but it should be very fun to see how risky you guys are willing to wager your points. So with that, does anyone have any questions about how Jeopardy is going to run?
There was questions in the chat about how to raise hands again.
Is everyone okay with that? I still need it.
So just for the peers, Hannah, you'll be doing breakout rooms. HV, could you look at the raise hands and see who raises their hand first? And Indy will be keeping score. Also, did you explain breakout rooms, Brandon?
Well, are we doing breakout rooms? Sorry, like, are we just keeping everyone in the main room and then just doing the raise hand option in the main room? Or are we doing breakout rooms and playing, like, sorry, I don't.
Let's do breakout rooms. So you'll all go back to your breakout rooms once we read the question. And then whoever is the fastest to come back into the main room and answer the question will get the points for that team.
Yeah, we can do that.
So you'll choose like a team representative to come back into the main room and answer the question.
Sounds
Hopefully someone who is quite Zoom savvy.
All right, so let me go ahead and introduce our categories. Here to
Is everybody clear on that? It seems like there's some confusion. We're not doing the raise hand function anymore, right? Yeah, no, so no raising hand. You're just gonna go to your breakout room. Michael, yes, I can put you into a breakout room. So we're going to send you to the same breakout rooms that you guys were in before for your introductions. You're going to choose one representative. You guys are going to discuss the question. Don't forget to answer with like, what is blank or who is blank? And then you're once you know that answer, you're going to send the representative back to the main room. And the first team to send the representative back to the main room is going to get the point.
I think, oh, there's Brandon.
I think it like kicked me out or something like that, but let me share this again.
Hannah, could you make Brandon a co-host? I don't think he is.
Yeah, I can't share my screen. Cool. Can everyone see my screen?
So everyone will see the Jeopardy board, and then we'll put y'all into the breakout rooms like when the card gets pulled up. And then y'all will come back.
All right, so I am going to introduce our categories. First one being diseases. So that's category 1. Next one is UC Davis trivia. Next one is GDB courses. Next one is resources on campus. And we also have wellness and popular culture. Okay, so this is our playing grid. And so here we can pick the best team name. So if everyone can just type in their team name so that Bianca can see, and we can go forward with picking the best team name.
How about the peers put the names on the chat?
Yes, so Cakewalkers was one. Team Spoon Teams. This is going to be a tough one, Bianca.
Is there another one? What was Hannah's?
We are the Mango Pets.
Mango Pets?
Yeah, from TikTok. The little mango guys.
Wait, you guys. These are really good. I'm sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Galactic Dave Biologist.
Y'all, Crippen! Amazing! Good job, team.
Oh, man.
Bianca, Michael joined late, but I can't find their breakout room, or like they're not showing up. I don't want to recreate these because it'll be random again. Do you know what I do to add in a late, like something that was
It should be under unassigned.
I don't have any unassigned.
Oops. I did not mean to
Oh
do
no.
Oh no, oh
that.
no.
Sorry. I like
Nobody
lost
look.
my mouse.
No.
So I tried to click around.
Oh, I'm trying to add you, Michael. Sorry, hold on.
Okay, so how about, we don't have as many people as we expected to have, so let's just do the raise hand thing, so we don't have to complicate it with breakout rooms. So who was in Galactic Dave Biologists? Okay, Afifa, I think that's the only hand that I saw. So Afifa, you get to go first.
Which category and how many points would you like to select?
Pop culture for 200.
All right. Pop. No, why is it doing that? Okay, sorry. Let's try this again.
Brandon, you can click the home button to go to the
Oh, to go back? Okay. Okay, let's try pop culture for 200. No, it's not a myth. It's the name of Taylor Swift's recently released album in 2020.
Do I answer now or should I talk with my group?
So the way, so since we're using the raise hand function, this question is open to everybody. So since you guys started, you have the option of picking the category and the point number. But once the question is read, then everyone here in the chat has an opportunity to answer the question.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
I saw Julia's hand raised first.
Okay, Julia. Let me see here. Yep, Julia, do you have an answer for us?
Yeah, what is folklore?
What is folklore? There you go. Sweet. And Indy, can you write that down? That was pop culture for 200.
So what team is that? Sorry, y'all, you're gonna have to tell me your team.
Sorry, I'm on Cakewalkers.
Okay, 200 for Cakewalkers.
Sweet. And since you got the question right, Cakewalkers, you guys can pick another category and point. Does anyone want to do that?
I don't know, team. Do you guys want to go a little spicy? Go at least 400?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Wait, really quick, Justin, put down your hand really quick. Justin Lynn, yeah, good, thank you.
Where? That's what we were going to decide. Team, what do we want? Let's do a 400, but on what subject?
Disease.
All right, let's go disease is 400.
All right, disease is 400. And remember, everyone, to reply as in like, what is this or who is that? And so that's how you get the full points. We won't try to be too strict on it, but we can just practice good Jeopardy etiquette, I guess.
Also,
okay. So
don't raise your hand. Don't raise your hand until after Brandon is done reading.
Yep. Okay, disease for 400. This parasitic disease is spread by the bite of the tsetse fly in rural Africa. Stage 2 of the disease include neuropsychiatric manifestations, reverse sleep-wake cycle, hallucinations, abnormal reflexes, and seizures.
Kaylee's hand raised first.
Kaylee, all right, go ahead, Kaylee.
Oh, just kidding. Her hand's not raised anymore. Ravni.
Tryptosomiasis.
You didn't answer what the what is.
I mean,
Yes, so what is sleeping sickness or African trypanosomiasis? But we'll give you a slide for that one. It's only the first round, so don't worry about it. We'll give you the points. So that was disease for 400.
What team, Ravneet?
Spoontings.
Spoontings, 400.
All right, spoon tings. What category and points would you want to click on?
Ravneet, can you choose since you answered last?
Oh, okay. Wellness 200.
Wellness 200. This part of a fruit has the most amount of vitamins.
Julia?
What is the skin?
Correct. What is the skin? Oh, why did it do that? I'm gonna go back. So what did this?
Julia, team name.
I'm so sorry. Cakewalkers.
I'm totally fine.
All right, and you can choose the next category and points.
Can I do pop culture 400, please?
For 400. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Wait, I think you guys raised your hands like before I finished. I'm getting a bunch of notifications, but.
I saw a FIFA.
Go ahead.
What is Avatar: The Last Airbender?
There you go. Sweet. Why is
That's Galactic Dave Biologists, right?
Yes.
Okay, 400 for GDB.
I just realized that those are the GDB initials. Wow. Oh my goodness.
We were so clever, Bianca.
All right. And go ahead and pick the next category and points.
Resources on campus for 300.
Resources on campus for 300. Located in one of the original dorm halls of UCD, this center is great for all resumes, cover letters, and interviews galore.
I saw Ravneet first.
What is the internship and career center?
You got it.
Just checking that's for Spoontings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Resources.
300 for Spoontings.
For 300.
Let's do GDB courses for 200.
GDB courses for 200. Disease and Society is the full name of this GDB major course.
Okay, I saw Ravneet's name pop up first.
All right. Go ahead.
What
Ravneet.
is SAS 13?
You got it. That was GDB courses for 200.
Let's do,
Oh, what is going on? Why is it?
let's do UCD trivia for 100.
UCD trivia for 100. On Saturday mornings and sometimes Wednesday evenings, you can find students here. Make sure to bring some reusable produce bags.
Nikita. Or sorry, Julia. Sorry.
What is the farmer's market?
You got it. Dave's Farmers Market.
Julia,
Alright,
are
I'm
you
on-
cakewalkers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do pop culture for 300.
Pop culture for 300. From Full House to Full Court, this famous actress was recently involved in the college admissions scandal.
Rose.
What is Lori Laughlin? I don't know if I'm answering that right.
It's Who is Lori
is Lori
Laughlin, but we'll
Yeah.
count that as well.
Thank you. And we're Mango Pets.
Mango Pets. And Mango Pets, which category and points do you want to choose?
What number of points was that? I'm sorry.
That was pop culture for 200.
200, Rose?
Was it 200?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We can do diseases for 300.
Diseases for 300. A viral infection that causes fever and itchy rash with spots all over the body. It used to be a common childhood illness in the US.
HV, only count people who raise their hand after Brandon was done.
Yeah. Henry.
What is chickenpox?
What is chickenpox is correct. And next category and points. Which team were you part of?
Obviously, the best team, Cakewalkers.
The Cakewalkers.
And
That's
that
right.
was 300 or 400?
300.
300. My bad, y'all.
And which?
So I'm planning on going a little safer. I don't know with the rest of my team for the 200. Walkers agree? All right, cool, sure. So we'll go with UCD trivia 200.
UCD trivia for 200. Cool. UC Davis is known for these unique statues where many of our graduates take pictures. There are 7 located across campus.
Yeah.
I think it was Julia or Afifa.
Who was it?
Julia.
Julia? Go ahead, Julia.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
What are eggheads?
What are eggheads is correct. Sweet. And what team are you?
Cakewalkers.
Cakewalkers. Man, Cakewalkers is taking the lead again. All right, and which category and points do you want to choose next?
Can we do wellness for 300?
Wellness for 300. We should be drinking this many liters of water per day.
Anisha.
What is 8?
What is 3 liters actually? So I think this is our first time we have to subtract points, correct? And which team were you?
Okay, subtracting 300 from spoon tings.
From spoon tings. It's okay. You can make
Should
it
I
back.
do a point recap just so everybody knows where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Galactic Dave Biologist at 400. Cakewalkers, you're at 1,000. Mango Pets, you're at 200. And Team Spoon Tings, you're at 600.
Man, we're gonna have to fill up these 500s pretty soon. Okay, so, well, we should have, I can't see the answers on the other side without having to click on them. So we can give the previous team who just answered.
I just thought it would be more fair if the weakest team, the one with the lowest number, goes on this one, so you can give them a head start.
Well,
we could do that too. Yeah.
The Mango Pets were weak because we only have 4 people in our group, whereas you guys have like 7 or 5.
Okay, go ahead and take a pick.
Kaylee, you want to take a pick?
Sure. GDB courses for 300.
Interested in philosophy, human rights, entomology? You can take as many as blank units for your restricted electives.
Ely? 25. What is 25?
What is 25 is correct.
Kaylee, what is your team?
Mango Pets.
Awesome, 300 for Mango Pets.
Great. And which category and points do you guys want to choose?
GDB courses for 400.
GDB courses for 400. This is the course code of the only designated lab class that GDB students are required to take.
Maisie?
I'm trying this one. What is GDB 131? I don't know this.
Does anyone want to try again? Wait.
Rose? It's another raised hand. Oh, just kidding.
Rose, did you want to take a shot at it?
No, I don't want to lose our points. That's okay.
Okay, we can go back to that one. So I'll just keep it. Oh, I guess it clicked out, but okay. So who is the team with the lowest amount of scores now, Indy?
Right now it is Galactic Dave Biologists.
Okay, you guys can take a choose at the next category and points.
So should I subtract from Maisie's team?
Yeah.
Maisie, what team are you?
Cakewalkers. My bad, y'all.
Uh-oh.
No, you're fine.
What was the answer?
GDB courses for, oops.
It's Mike 103. You'll take it after you take Intro to Microbiology. It's a microbiology lab.
That was the 400 one, right?
Yeah.
400.
Oh, why is it? It's just, okay.
It's all good, Cakewalker. It's all good.
It's okay. And did you guys choose the next category and points?
Galactic
I think
Dave
it was
Biologists.
Galactic. Dave
You
Galactic.
can choose the next category.
We could do pop culture for 500 if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, take the risk. Okay, Name this Broadway musical. Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take.
FIFA?
I'm so sorry if this is wrong, but I think it might be What is Hamilton?
What is Hamilton is correct. Man, that's a lot of points. Okay, and go ahead and choose the next category and points.
UCD trivia for 300.
UCD trivia for 300. This animal will follow you around the arboretum. Guard your picnics.
Ravneet.
What are the turkeys?
What are ducks is actually the correct answer. And which team were you a part of?
Spoontings.
Spoontings.
Subtracting 100 for Spoontings.
Okay. And who is, do you want to do like a point tally again, Indy?
Yes. Okay, so we have Galactic Dave Biologists at 900. We have Cakewalkers at 600. Mango Pets are at 500. And Team Spoontings is at 500 as well.
Cool. So we'll have Galactic Dave Biologists choose the next category and points. I can't see what anyone's typing in the chat, so I don't know if someone's seeing anything. Did anyone choose a category and points?
What group is?
Let's do GDB courses for 500.
GDB courses for 500? All right. There are 8 pathogen and disease courses to choose from as a GDB student. Name one of them.
Julia.
What is fungal biotechnology and biochem?
That one is
code.
Yeah, if you can give the code, that'd be good.
I think it's PLP 130, I think.
There you go. PLP 120 or 130, and the rest are also part of our path disease courses. Cool. And which category and points do you want to choose?
What team was that? Sorry, Julia.
You're good. Cakewalkers. And
was
I'll
that a
do
500?
That was 500, yeah.
Okay.
GDB courses.
All right, Cakewalkers.
And I'll do diseases 200.
Diseases 200. This disease is often spread by mosquitoes who have been infected by a parasite. It breeds mostly in warmer climates where this is an abundance of humidity and rain.
Henry.
What is West Nile virus?
This is a tough one because a lot of mosquitoes live in this, well, they all live in the same climate and stuff, but yeah, unfortunately we were looking for what is malaria.
My bad, team. I thought I had that one.
No problem. It was only 200 points.
Right. I made that mistake. Dalton, my bad.
Sorry, Cakewalkers. And okay. So who has the least amount of points now, Indy?
The team with the least amount of points, it's tied between Mango Pets and Team Spoontings. They're both at 500.
Okay. I don't know how to pick now if they're tied. Let's go with Spoontings. Go ahead and choose the next category.
Let's do wellness for 400.
Wellness for 400. The human body requires these minerals in minuscule amounts.
Julia?
How many should I name? Because I think there's a lot, but I'll say like 2. What are potassium and calcium?
Would you guys count that? This is pretty specific, but I think I'd give you that.
I'd count that.
Yeah, I think I'd count that too.
So that's 400 for spoon tings or
I think that was cakewalkers.
cakewalkers.
I'm cakewalkers.
400 for cakewalkers.
Awesome. Indira, do you want to go ahead and just read the scores? And maybe if you all are attending the optional second portion of our orientation today, we can continue and we'll hold anticipation until then. But we'll move over to our faculty introduction. So Indira, the scores.
Okay, so we had Team Spoon Tings at 500 points. We had Mango Pets also at 500 points. The Galactic Dave Biologists at 900 points. And Cakewalkers were at, I can add, 1,300 points.
Whoa. Nice. Well done, everybody. Well done. We'll do a quick commercial break. I guess it's not that quick because our next meeting is at 2, but quick commercial break and then we'll come back and finish this round of Jeopardy. So round of applause for everybody. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I do want to welcome some special guests, our GDB faculty members. Another round of applause. Let me get my presentation going. So, oh no. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry, I might be lagging a little bit, but I'll pass it over to you, Dr. Rizzo. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and if you want to share a little bit about the department as well.
Oh, wow, that was quick. I wasn't expecting to jump in that fast. All right, well, welcome everybody. My name's Dave Rizzo. I am the chair of the plant pathology department here at UC Davis, and the global disease biology major is part of plant pathology. So welcome global disease biology majors. I'm not quite sure what Francesco wants me to talk about, but you will have me in several classes. I don't know how many people are taking GDB 90 this upcoming quarter. You just raise your hand or something like that. I don't know how you can do that, but you will have me for GDB 90, even if you're not taking it this quarter. I teach it every single quarter, as well as GDB 102. So you'll get me for at least 2 classes as global disease biology majors. So some of you probably heard me talk about this already, but the major's been around for a little over 5 years and it's been quite successful. Many of our students have done wonderful things, and we certainly see wonderful things coming from all of you. So I don't want to talk too much longer. I will turn it over to whoever's next. Is that Dr. LeBeau?
Yeah, sorry, y'all. My Zoom is dramatically lagging, so I apologize for the delay. But go ahead, Dr. LeBeau.
All right, it's my turn. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so welcome everyone. My name is Johan LeBeau. I'm a professor of plant pathology in the Department of Plant Pathology. I'm trained as a microbial ecologist. I have a research lab on plant microbiology. And you might be interested to know that I'm also very involved in global disease biology. I'm the master advisor for for this major. And what that really means is my door is always open for your questions. If I can't answer a question, I'm going to refer it back to Francesca and all the other wonderful people at the advising staff. But if you feel a need to talk, my door will be open. My Zoom room will be open. Just shoot me an email. I'd be happy to talk to you. Whether it relates to your studies, your current studies, your future, your idea of how you best are going to use your degree in global disease biology for the future, I'd be happy to talk about that. I'm also the one that at the end signs off on your degree certification. That always gives me great pleasure. It's a great moment for me, and I know it's a great moment for you as well. That won't be for a little while though. You first got to get started, and hopefully you have a good start. The other thing I was going to say is I also teach a number of classes related to this major. SAS 13 is one of them, Disease and Society. I'm actually probably going to see some of you in this class tomorrow at 1:10. It's going to be an interesting experience. It's going to be a big class, the biggest class we've ever had, 510 students in it. It's all going to be Zoomed, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge as well, and we'll see how it goes, but I look forward to it. I enjoy this class. I like the topic of it. It's obviously very timely. You know, we're living in a time of a pandemic. I have the feeling this is going to be the most informed group of students I've ever had in my class that actually know what R0 is and a virus is and so on, and so it'll be interesting for everyone involved in this class. Another class I teach, co-teach I should say, is GDB 103, which is the microbiome of people, animals, and plants. And then finally, also I teach, if you will, GDB 189D, which is all the way at the end. When you are doing your practicum, your GDB practicum, you'll be writing a report. And that writing of the report has a structure, and we call that structure GDB 189D. That's the place where you submit essentially your practicum report. So for now, I'll keep it to that, and I welcome you all again, and I look forward to meet you all in person, whether it's going to be on a Zoom or in real life at some point in the near future. So best of luck to you, and I'll give it back to Francesca.
Awesome, thank you both. So our other faculty member, Dr. McRoberts, gosh, sorry. It's not working. Okay, great. Dr. McRoberts is another associate professor of the plant pathology department, and he wasn't able to join us today, but I wanted to quickly introduce him. He'll be the instructor, or hopefully the instructor, for GDB 101, one of the last courses that you'll take in our major, so usually in your senior year, either fall or winter quarter. And very approachable. He's often in the past, he's been the practicum mentor for students as well, and so some of you may work with him a little bit more closely. His areas of specialization is plant disease epidemiology and bioeconomic analysis of plant diseases. So brief introduction of him, and I'll pass it over to Dr. Dye. Oh. There we go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Dye. I've been around the global disease biology major for a while. I TA'd for GDB 187 the second time it was taught. So I've kind of grown up with this major, and I was a lecturer for 3 years, and I've taught a few different GDB classes, GDB 187, which probably most of you are not going to be taking right away, but you will. I've also taught SAS 13 a couple times, and I teach Intro Plant Pathology, PLP 120, and I'm going to be starting to work with Professor McRoberts for epidemiology, GDB 101. So I really look forward to working with you guys. I'm an assistant professor of teaching, so I'm here for you guys. I'm always eager to try new methods and techniques of teaching that will make learning fun and a great experience for all of you.
Awesome, thank you, Dr. Dye. And so at this time, with our 3 faculty members, I really just wanted to open it up to not just have them introduce themselves, but if you all have any questions, I really encourage you to drop it in the chat. go ahead and drop it in the chat. Let me go ahead and just stop sharing screen. I think that's what's causing the difficulty on my end. But I did want to kind of ask some of our faculty members to maybe share any words of encouragement that you all have for incoming students going into the remote environment, especially for their first quarter. We'll start that off, and then hopefully it'll give time for students to send in questions that they may be interested in. So if anyone wants to start.
Well, I guess I taught 2 GDB classes in the spring quarter, GDB 90 and GDB 102. And from talking to the students during that time period, I think one of the most important things is to try to maintain a schedule. It's really weird being online. For both of my classes, I taught them live, and I think that's how Professor Laveau and Professor Dye are going to do theirs as well, rather than asynchronized where I record things. And I think that really helped students with a schedule, because it is really weird, you know, where in the middle of class you can get up and go to the refrigerator and do things like that in there. So I think that is one of the key things that I saw in discussing with students, is try your best to maintain a schedule. So that would be my first one. Sarah, I don't know if you taught last quarter as well.
I fully agree with that. I think trying to treat it as much as you can, like if you were in person, taking classes, setting aside time for each of the classes, setting aside study time, treating it like you would an in-person class, taking notes, and maybe in addition to the time, I would also say try to get yourself a space that works well for you, that's quiet, that's set up in a way that you, when you go there, you know you're doing school. I think that's really helpful. Also, one thing I want to say is we're all in this together. It's a tough time right now, and we all have our own challenges going on. So just understand that we know that as instructors, and that that if you're struggling or having an issue, come to us, talk to us early. We'll get it figured out. We'll help you out, and we'll figure out how to make things work for everybody. So just keep the lines of communication open, I think would be another piece of advice.
And I agree with everything that's said there. I would really treat it as a regular class as much as possible, like as was mentioned. Getting up in the middle of the lecture to go to the fridge, Dave just gave me an idea, but you can't do that as an instructor. And so I think one important thing is try to commit to your 50 minutes or whatever it is, and get the most out of that time. It will help you, absorb the material better, take advantage of all the resources that are out there, not just the resources that are offered by the instructors of these courses, but also that are available through the GDB staffing office, through the department, through the campus. In my class, I have a couple of links to resources that I'll be posting, and all of those are very important right now. And make sure that you find them, you're aware of them, and make use of them if you need them.
Awesome. Thank you both, or thank you all. So a couple of questions are coming in privately to me. One question is, what is the difference between GDB and the public health minor? So they asked public health major, but there's only a minor at UC Davis. Maybe Dave, you can share a little bit between public health and global disease biology.
Yeah, so Francesca's right that public health is only a minor at this time, so you cannot major in that. And there is definitely a little bit of overlap between the two programs. Obviously, GDB is a major, and in that respect, it's much broader. Many of our students are interested in public health and some minor in public health, although as you probably know already, GDB has the restricted electives, and many of our students take a lot of public health classes as part of their restricted elective. I like to think of GDB in some respects as a supersized public health major, because we also include animals and plant and environmental health. So it's much broader in that respect than a classic public health major. And, you know, I'm a plant pathologist, so when I work with plant diseases, you know, most plant pathologists often work at sort of the population scale, as does a typical public health person. So there's a lot of overlap there. So I think if you're interested in public health by doing both a GDB major and a public health minor, you really are expanding your worldview, and I think it'll be much stronger in some respects than a typical public health major. Johan, I don't know if you have any things to add to that.
No, I think I totally agree with Dave, obviously, on this one. And I think it's important to realize that global disease biology does offer you a very broad basis and exposes you to different people, different research questions, and different careers in a way that's different from global health. And I think that is important. I think sometimes when I learn the most is when I see something from a field that's not my own. And I can apply what I learned from that field to my own field. So this is something I think that the global disease biology major does very well, where you have this cross-pollination, if you will, between different fields. Many of the things that Dr. McRoberts is going to teach you about epidemiology, a lot of things that apply to humans apply to plants as well. There's obviously differences, but I think focusing on the differences, I think it's very important to focus also on the similarities between diseases of animals, plants, humans, and the environment. And I think that's really where the strength lies of our major.
Awesome, thank you. The next question is, any recommendations for restricted electives? This is a slightly tricky question. One, because all of our panelists are from the plant pathology department, but two, restricted electives are typically something that you all get to choose. So whether it's your career interests or your research interests, academic interests, it's really an opportunity for you to kind of build that. But let me just ask Dr. Dye, do you have any maybe upper division courses that you can recommend for students?
So I don't know, I probably, like you said, it's hard to really recommend individual courses. One thing that I do recommend, since I teach 187 and that's part of it is picking your restricted electives, is it's really important that you kind of try to make a cohesive plan with your restricted electives. So you are going to be kind of figuring out what your research interests are, and in 187 you're also going to be looking for a research experience for your GDB 189. So when you've kind of identified that, then you can use that in some ways to guide a little bit of your restricted electives. Your GDB 189 mentor might even have recommendations for restricted electives they want you to take, but also you want to shape it towards what you're interested in, and you want to try to make sure that the different restricted electives you pick, they don't necessarily have to relate specifically to each other, but they need to relate to an overall idea of what it is that your goal is and that what it is you want to do. So you want to put thought into it, not just, oh, this class looks interesting, but why that's interesting. And you actually, when you're in 187, you have to justify with a few sentences why that class fits into your cohesive plan. So that's what you want to keep in mind.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Next question is for Dr. Rizzo. When will GDB 90 Canvas course be published?
Let's see. It's right here on my computer. Probably this afternoon, as soon as I get something else. You can see the syllabus right there. So it's very close. Even if I don't have the syllabus perfect, I will probably do it this afternoon. And, you know, in fact, you don't have to let me share my screen. I just have it up here in that student resources page that Johan talked about. That is on the Canvas page for GDB 90, and I'm sure it's going to be on there for SAS 13. And there's a lot of really good resources there. So it's close.
So in Dave's defense, maybe a little bit, I just posted mine just yesterday. Or the day before yesterday. But the point I wanted to make is that we're getting a lot of guidance from campus as well on certain things to include in our syllabus and on our Canvas sites, really related to the use of Zoom and so on. And so this is all a lot of work, and so sometimes it takes a little bit of time. I wish I had put my Canvas website up for SAS 13 earlier than I did, but it's just we're getting a lot of information that we want to make sure we get that all correctly to our students.
Yeah, I'm going to be publishing my Canvas site for Plant Path 120 today, so I'm also a little tardy.
I have a full week yet before my first class, so I have a little bit one. But one of the other things I do want to mention about GDB 90 is last spring we had a group of students approach us just before a lot of the Black Lives Matter protests broke out as a way of bringing these sorts of issues more directly into global disease biology. And so I'm actually changing up GDB 90, not completely dramatically from past years, but I am changing it somewhat to bring some of these more global perspectives and cultural humility ideas into that class. And so I'm still working on tweaking that to some extent. And so that's partially some of the delay there in getting the syllabus up. But I know both Sarah and Johan have been involved in working with these students, and some of you and some of our peer advisors have worked with this group of students, and I think it's been absolutely fabulous, and it's going to really strengthen our major.
Yes, so speaking of that, keep your eyes open because there will be a survey coming out about this inclusion of global perspectives that this group has worked on, and it's really useful to get your input and potentially your interest, because many of these students, well, all of them actually are graduated, and so we need they need newer students that are just starting out in the major to kind of pick up the baton and carry this initiative. So if you're interested in this, there'll be a contact with the survey that you can email and get more information.
Awesome, thank you both. Next question, what does research look like for you all in this remote environment? A couple questions about kind of remote research. Maybe y'all can share about your labs and then also maybe campus.
I can speak a little bit to that. So I have a lab in Hutchinson Hall, and I have a number of graduate students and other people that whose real task is to do research, and that has been challenging. Obviously, we're now in a stage on campus where there's protocols in place that allow the safe return of a restricted number of people into the buildings and into the labs. And so we are very aware of those protocols, and they work, but it is challenging, like I said. And so what we try to do is for people that cannot come to the lab to come up with other ways, think creatively about how we can do research. And there's several options. And this applies also to students who are looking for internships, to do research internships. There are ways to do research, to ask scientific questions that do not necessarily, where you have to go into a lab and do an experiment. There's a lot of literature out there. There's a lot of data out there that's ready to be analyzed. It's all about asking the right question. And that's really what this major also does. I think it does challenge students to think about what is the right question to ask, and what's the important question to ask. And once you figure that out, it might mean you have to go into the lab to figure it out, or you might actually look up what other people have found so far and come up with an answer to that question. So it is challenging, but it's definitely, we're dealing with it quite well.
And we'll, in GDB 90, those of you taking GDB 90 in the fall, we are going to discuss a lot of that in GDB 90. We're going to talk about the research practicum and other things. And certainly when you take GDB 187, you'll get even more of that. So this isn't your only time to hear about any of this topic.
Awesome. We have about 2 more questions. We might be able to get those in, but first question, how helpful is GDB into getting into the field of epidemiology? Maybe talk about the relationship between epidemiology and GDB. I wish Dr. McRoberts was here, but I'm sure you all can kind of speak on that.
we've had a bunch of students go into epidemiology in graduate school. You know, you're required to take epidemiology. I think it's an incredibly important topic. We thought so before COVID, and it's even more so now. I think as in just all the fields of health, having an understanding of disease transmission is really important. And we've had students go to graduate school in epidemiology at UC Davis, the University of Washington, Berkeley. Those are the three that immediately come to mind. There may be other locations as well. So no, it's a perfect example for that. And I saw somebody in the chat room also said something about med school. I mean, it's a perfect major for that as well. We've had a number of students going to med school. I know of UC San Diego and UC Irvine this fall that we've had students, at least the ones that tell us. University of Arizona this fall. We have people all over the country. So Johan probably has even dealt with even more students than I have on the med school front.
I just wrote a letter of recommendation for a student applying to med school from GDB. And that's one thing that is really nice about GDB is you get interactions with professors that are more individualized, particularly your practicum professor. And so that makes for good opportunities, for example, getting letters of recommendation where the professor really knows you and can write a letter that's specific to you.
Well, I want to be conscious of time and I want to honor everybody's time. I know we just came up to 12 p.m. We will be having a later session, so feel free to join us then. But if we can have a round of applause for our faculty members joining us today. Thank you all for joining. We appreciate your words, and I'm sure you all will see them in your time here with our department.
I'm sure you'll see one of the three of us really soon. And maybe tomorrow with Johan.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. So this is now kind of our break. We'll be moving into more fun games. We have a student panel later this afternoon. This is an optional session. We want to be conscious of kind of the Zoom fatigue. And I know you all had 4 full days of programming with orientation. So feel free to join. We will finish up Jeopardy and be playing some other fun games. So for now, I hope everyone enjoys their lunch, and we'll see you back at the same link at 2 p.m. Thanks all.